Azathoth, Nyarlathotep, Dagon, Shulk-Niggurath, Hastar, Bridget, Marduk, Marasha, Baphomet, Adam-Gwardi, Ogufareli, Ogushengo, Azuli, Legba, Edowedo, Zaka, Alafi, Damawalawedo, Obatala, Odudawa, Orunla, Oshosi, Olakun, Chengo, Oshun, Ogun, Elegba, Ishu, Oya, Arisha Oku, Aset, Osea, Heru, Raheru Kahudi, Harpocrat, Apt-Ert, Har-Sephi, Anhar, Ra, Patah, Amen, Amen-Ra, Amen-Rinthansah, Tahuti. Okay, let's see. Newt, Apit, Tyert, Tyik, Minivis, Muntu, Nanu, Anut, Anpu, Ananuki, Atan, Medera-Atan, Metatron, Meskinit, Minivis, Sutek, Sutnesi, Sutnubit, Marduk, Inanna, Malkuth, Daf, Keva, Bana, Chakma, Tippereth, Yased, Had, Ain, Ain-Sa'ur, Raziel, Kaziel, Samiel, Vuviel, Michael, Enoch, Anush, let's see, Kali, Shakti, Shiva, Indrasita, Sutra, let's see, Apollo, Ares, Rhea, Zeus, Hercules, Artemis, Achilles. Okay, let's see if that's official enough for. Well, to all gods known and unknown. To all, okay, and I'll say the Hemmitt family, Shaw family, Davis family, all my family members. So when I count to 3, start calling out your family members. 1, 2, 3. Ashe, 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 Ashe. To all gods known and unknown. To all ancestors known and unknown. Ashe. All right. To Malcolm X today. That's one that you need to put down, because this is the day of his assassination, which is more powerful than the birth. Because when you come into the earth, you should be crying, because this is the lowest realm to be on. You see them incarnated into a bag of shit. This is all it is. But when you leave the earth, that's transformation. And you should rejoice when people leave the earth, because death is good and life is bad. Remember, you got to reverse all laws. All right, and I guess I'll libate myself, so we'll give the exercises some damn Canada Dry. Because I figure if this is what my taste bug like, then I figured that hell, they should like that too. Testing, testing, yeah. Testing. There you go. All right. Now. Okay. So like I said, I have this alchemist book down here because I don't sell a lot of stuff. But like I said, the brother put this stuff together, and it's some real good stuff. So I said, get a hold of that for the people that still need the book. It's only $3 for one and $2 for the other. $5 get you both of them, because I have an outstanding interview up in here also too, which puts the light on a lot of things with the simple fact that like I said, this white boy is getting ready to, the way he's jumping off on it, it's going to be all mundane. All mundane. I explained this before, but let me go into some hard copy and open up tonight, and then we're going to go into some things. First of all, let's deal with Bill Cosby. Some people want to know the whole scoop behind that. First of all, everybody know that Bill Cosby is a Boule member on the movie Leonard Part 6. He has to get to a certain level, and what he does, he has to give the code word, he gives the word Boule. As any time, listen, first of all, there have been more talented people in the world than Bill Cosby. But yet, this man becomes super extraordinary rich. That is because in order to get to that particular level, you got to sacrifice something. One way or the other, you're going to have to sacrifice something in your life. Just about every movie star, every person that you know of that's on the high level, even if you don't know it or not, they have sacrificed something. One of the criteria for them to get a lot of roles is they got to go ahead and slob on somebody's knob, if you know what I'm talking about, or either get booped in the butt or whatever. They got to do the homosexual. Yeah, now I can hear it. I want to test it. Maybe it's inside the pocket, and we're going to hook it on the belt? Or just put it up here?
No, your camera on. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute, let me stop this. And you're good to go now.
Okay. So we back up and running. All right. Like I said, we was going to talk about the Bill Cosby thing.
Okay.
I wanted to get that on tape. And like I said, basically what's happening with Hollywood, period, just about no person you see on the TV set, movies, TV, is noble. Even Farrakhan said it back in, I think, 92. You shouldn't follow or even down give a fuck about them people on that TV set. Most of just about all of them will buck dance and will sell you out to make a buck or to get before that camera. Hollywood, and as far as recording, has a history of buck dancing and selling you out. That's why Honorable Elijah Muhammad told them back in the 40s, the 50s, and the 60s, don't buck dance, don't sing for them, don't dance for them, not for $2 or $3, not even for $1 million. That is a secret society. That's an organization just like any other. First of all, everything that's functioning in this particular country is an organization. That's called a corporation. If you get the movie called Free Jack, you'll find out that everything is run by the corporation. So now everything being run by the corporation, Hollywood is a corporation, which is a doggone secret society. So therefore, they don't put a person before the camera not unless that person is checked out. If he ain't checked out, he don't stay around long, or he don't get the big roles. You see what I'm saying? He don't get the big roles. So based on that, because Bill Cosby is one of your top Negroes, you know that he's high up in it. So what the deal was, it was a sacrifice. First of all, to get that big, you have to give a sacrifice as far as you have to agree to do something in your life, whether it be on selling your people out, whether it be on doing a role that is you jumping and selling out as far as doing something against your nature, or whether any type of thing. You see, well, what happened when it came to Bill Cosby was his son was supposed to follow in his footsteps, not necessarily in comedy, but was supposed to follow in his footsteps as a person that was supposed to someday join the ranks with the boule or with some form of the secret society that Bill Cosby is in. And as a result, he took another route, and based on that, it set up the sacrifice. And as a result, he got taken out. Now, even the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, the white people were saying that the woman that they saw at that particular time, the woman that came out to the car with had on the fur, that was supposed to have been his friend, this white woman, they say she was naked up under the fur. And she's in on it with him in the first place. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why, he gave $20 million to Rockefeller, which is Spelman College. So anyway, what the deal is there was some type of sacrifice. All of them got to do a sacrifice. Now you see Will Smith is the new man in all the movies. That's because Will Smith had to agree to do a homosexual movie, 6 Degrees of Separation, and as a result of doing that movie, he's now getting the roles. You see what I'm saying? In this movie where a white boy pumping him in the behind and he holler like a woman. You see? So I'm saying, Wesley Snipes had to go and put on the wig and do the doggone other movie. You understand what I'm saying? So it don't matter what if you're homosexual, and that's fine, but you don't. But when you are in the public, you become an icon of a race. And by being an icon, you become the standard of what people view your race as. So these particular people, in some way or the other, they're going to sell somebody out. You see what I'm saying? So as a result, it was a sacrifice. And you know it was a sacrifice because the day his son got killed, if you notice, I said, this man here, it was almost like he wasn't even surprised, if you notice. He was like, oh, he was my hero and smiling and stuff. Now, when Sally Jesse Raphael's daughter got killed and something like this, she took almost damn near 2-3 months off before she came back to work. This nigga back on the job a week later. Then the whole thing that went down with the woman accusing him of being the father and all. And this is the key part. One thing about the white boy, and one thing you can say about Bill Clinton is to be admired for one thing. They will have a new charge against Bill Clinton's ass every week. Bill Clinton be like, wasn't me. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. It wasn't me. And go on smiling and waving or whatever. You see what I'm saying? That's right, OJ. Even though we know you didn't do it, but that's still a good strategy, deny it to the end. So they said, did you beat your wife? I don't know what the hell you talking about. Why is that? Because the white boy got a public policy. They don't have to explain themselves to the world. And that's what the thing with Bill Clinton said, well, I'm going to go down kicking and screaming. If you put me in jail, I'm going to still say I didn't do it. That's the way the cracker do things. Now, this is the funny part about it. Even when the doggone white man went with Bill Cosby and said, we got this woman ain't your daughter or whatever, he still volunteered information about how he screwed around with this particular person's mother 20 years ago. Why would you say that when nobody had insinuated this in the first place? Why would you give up some damn information? Why is that? You see, that's because this whole thing, you see, this whole thing was always funny. And you know the whole thing is the simple fact is, go and look at the Bill Cosby from Let's Do It Again and Uptown Saturday Night, and look at the one now. They're two different people. That ain't even the same real person. Two different people. So naturally, if he a damn clone and the son get killed, it ain't gonna phase him up a damn. You see what I'm saying? Because this shit is this thing is deeper than what you think it is. Take the instance now, look at this. Let me put this list on the table. This is a list. It's funny why, as in history of Hollywood, you can't find 10 white people. You can't find 3 white people that was famous, super famous, that married a black person. But just about 98% of all the doggone famous people, you got a new crop now, but they so degenerated now until they do any damn thing. But you got just about most of your famous black people in Hollywood history married white people. Now look at this list. I compiled this list. I had a bigger list in '92. But I can power this list again off the top of my head. One night. I had a bigger list, but this one came up to 67 people, which basically ain't that many Negroes in show business in Hollywood. So therefore, that's a lot of people. That's basically the majority of most of the people in the list. Consists of people who was married to white people at one point. It don't necessarily mean that they're still married or are still married. You see what I'm saying? But at one time was married to white people. And the list goes, and I'm talking about all your greats. Richard Roundtree, Lou Rawls, Grover Washington Jr. Didn't you have a cracker? Yeah. Jones, he had two crackers. Harry Belafonte, Cuba Gooding Jr. D. Williams, Sidney Poitier, Diane Carroll, Diana Ross, Shaka Khan, Linda Clifford. Remember, she was a singer back in the late 70s or whatever. Leslie Uggams, Angela Fred Williamson, Angela Davis. Yeah, Angela Davis, that bitch. She was married to the head of the Communist Party in the mid. Frederick, we even get some Melvin Van Peebles. Remember, she was on Red Fox, because he had a Chinese. Sleeping White, what the hell? Richard Pryor. Lynn Whitfield. You remember she married one, she got rid of him, but it don't matter. Somewhere in their life they came in contact with the beast. Yepa Kehoto. Prince got him a new cracker. That's a cracker. Michael Jackson, then on his second cracker. Iman married to David Bowie. Quincy Jones, he owned second cracker. Rick James, he beat a black sister ass and got in prison over some old white dope asshole. Brad Carew. He begging now because he done married the cracker and now the genes all messed up and he can't get nobody for the bone marrow transplant because he got some old Jew woman. Remember this type thing here. Mel Carter, Kim Fields. That's she married old Korean mugs. You see, she married a nigga who sell who sell cheap shit to black people. A damn Korean of all people who sell cats and dogs to black people in them damn Korean shops. Paula Abdul. Mariah Carey, Roxy Rocker, remember her? That's Madge Sinclair, Al Jarreau, Carl Weathers. What's the girl? What was her name? The other black girl that played on Living Single, the one with the braids, the dark-skinned girl. Alexander. What's her name? Erica Alexander. She get ready to marry a cracker that produced the movie Eraser. She showed the big ring on his finger. Erica Alexander. Darian Haywood, he did the Jesse Owens story. Lynn Moody, remember her? She played, she used to be an actress in the 70s. She played with Richard Pryor in the movie with Margot Kidder. I can't think of the name of the movie right now. George Stanford Brown. Denise Williams, she married a cracker. Anne Marie Johnson, that's the black girl that was on the heat of the night with, what's her name, wife? Janet Jackson. LaToya Jackson, all the Jackson mugs, you see. Tina Turner, Ike Turner. Let's see. Ike Turner. And this is just off the top of my head. Last Sunday before I went to the lecture, I took about 20 minutes, and this is what I got off the top of my head. Can you imagine? What?
You left out Della Reese.
Della Reese, okay, right, Della Reese. And there was another one, too, that you all might can think of some right quick. We'll put them on the list, you see. But what I'm trying to say here is when I wrote the list out in 1992, it was close to 90-something people. And that's amazing, you say. Now, that lets you know that you are degenerated down into a doggone crazy buffoon race to the point whereas everyone that becomes noble or everyone that is lifted up in this society go and get the beast. Yep. See what I'm saying? Ain't that something? Now, take for instance, I want to get into this right now because these are things that's really things that, let me explain something, how the attack on the character is going on. First of all, come in here a few minutes ago, I went into the melanin files, and as a result, I was able to count, what was it, 71, it ended up 71 black TV shows since late 1960, from Julia Baker, because you know it was Bill Cosby with I Spy, but that was not comedy, so we're not dealing with comedy. But Julia Baker, remember Julia's show with Diane Carroll, and then Bill Cosby came out with a show, a comedy show right after that. So the first two shows that we can say, well, we can put Amos and Andy as the first one. Which now Amos and Andy is some shit you need to go see. It's some real good stuff, you see. But anyway, it's still buffoonery is buffoonery. Amos and Andy being the first one. So, and then you have the late 60s. From the late 60s up to now, they've had 71 shows. From pilots, from shows that didn't make it, from shows that stayed on 2 months, from shows that stayed on a year, and to shows that was a success. They'll have 71 black shows that have come on the TV set on all stations. 71 of those particular shows, all of them comedy. 19 shows are still on the tube today. Now, this doesn't include reruns, but 19 shows are still in what is called network production. But 71 shows of comedy. You see the concept? Now, you know you have your 10 o'clock slot on TV. At your 10 o'clock slot on the three major networks, NBC, CBS, and ABC, those are still your three major networks. You see what I'm saying? At 10 o'clock, they go to seriousness, cop shows, lawyer shows, ER, LAPD, whatever. That's the serious time. No comedy past 10 o'clock. But black people past 10 o'clock, they can't be on those particular slots. Because black people, in order to be on TV, has got to be comedy and buffoonery all the damn time. Now, BET should be called Black Clown Network, BCT, Black Clown Network, at 10 o'clock. At the 10 o'clock slot, when most of Americans become serious, they have what is called Comic View. And then to add insult to injury, they had to put that old Stephen Fetchit shit in the middle of Comic View with Miss Laura and that old bullshit. You see what I'm saying? They have Comic View. So this is to show you the mentality of black people, which you know BET is run by Warner Brothers, who is all the Turner Network is Warner Brothers now because they merged. HBO, Cinemax, VH1, MTV, all that is Warner Brothers. TNT, all that, but I'm saying that's Turner, TNT, the Superstations, and all of that. But the key is this: BET they will devote an hour on motherfucking niggas showing their ass, buck dancing. But yet, the Tavis Smiley show, which he ain't shit either. Don't let nobody fool you. He get that black stuff, but to let him on the TV, he's already agreed to buck dance. Don't let nobody fool you. Ain't nobody on that damn TV you need to look at as noble. That's the white man's realm. Don't let nobody fool you. They got people right now that you don't even see on TV, period. You see what I'm saying? So, now, let me back this up. She got a little video show that she shows me on TV. That's different. I'm on a video and she put the thing on TV. That's different than the white man allowing me to come on the TV station. You see what I'm saying? I want to get that straight right now. She even got a little access thing and such, you know, that she showed a little videotape and all. But the point on what I'm trying to say is, but even the little Tavis Smiley show, an hour before that, they devote a whole hour to buffoonery. But yet they only give him 30 minutes. They took poor little Bear that used to come on, Our Voice used to come on every day. First she was an hour, and they put her to 30 minutes, and now she's on Sundays, poor little thing. You see, and the white people are looking at this shit and laughing. Why? Is because they want to put the world view around the world as a doggone idiotic people. Now, let's show you science on this thing. Okay, which leads to ebonics. Let me show you the jump and stuff on ebonics. First of all, I said, wait a minute, hold on. There's got to be some shit behind this ebonics, more than what you think it is. And then I tapped into it, and I understand what's going on here. This is the science. Okay. The argument is not necessarily on Ebonics, because that's good. Or on the other hand, the other educators got a damn point too. You can learn a damn rap song and fucking one time you hear it, you can learn fucking English right. You understand what I'm saying? And especially with rap, because it takes skills to rap. To mix the words up. So don't tell me you can't learn English right. So the other educators, they got a point too. But the Ebonics people got a point also. So let's talk about the Ebonics thing right quick. First of all, this is the main thing. So you got a lot of, now Ebonics become the household joke. You know, that's the joke of everything now. Ebonics. And let me show you the mentality of black people. You might not think this is nothing, but this is very serious, because I'm showing you what they're doing here. First of all, if the Jews came out with something called Jewonics, or Jewbonics, or Hebrew Bonics, or fake Jewbonics, to say that we're trying to bridge the gap so we have a dialect in the Jewish community that we've had carried over. We came from Bosnia, or we came from goddamn Germany, or whatever. And we have a dialect we're trying to break, so we got to meet them halfway, and we got this thing, we comprise a thing called Jewbonics, or Zionics, to bridge the gap so our people can speak perfect English. The first thing you'll see, them Jews some badass motherfuckers. That's the first thing you will see. Them Jews bad. They done did a thing, some science that can bridge the gap. You say they some bad. If the Japanese did it, some Japonics, you will say, damn Japanese some badass mothers. That's because the concept of them doing things, you understand, is respectable. You see? But when black people do it, it's a fucking joke. Amongst other black people. You see what I'm saying? Now, let me show you the catch. First of all, Jawanza and Jufa conspiracy to destroy black boy, as I already told you. Goddamn Crocker ain't interested in you being educated at all, no way. First of all, let me say one thing. First of all, there is no such thing as curse words. I got to say this every time so the people don't miss it. First of all, there's no such thing as curse words. This is the English language. It wasn't even invented when the original language was around. So therefore, how could these be curse words? They're supposed to be something bad to God when the damn language wasn't even invented, because the cracker couldn't even talk. So first of all, like I say, this is the way we express ourselves as the official language of the ghetto. And on the other way is the reason why I started doing it, because if you hear my earlier tapes, I didn't do it, but the more spiritual I got, the more and more I start talking close to the people in the street, because I'm not interested in a motherfucking cracker seeing this. You understand what I'm saying? And you might front when you come out and say, he cursed me. You say that shit in your own damn house. So fuck the hypocrite shit. All right. See what I'm saying? So since we are getting out of the stuff about cracker, and since I'm talking to the nigga in the hood, I'm talking to you in your house. Just like if I come in your house and step on your damn foot. You understand what I'm saying? So we ain't in the front. We past that now. Because no matter how brilliant you think you are, white people still hate your guts because it's their nature. Okay. Now let's deal with this. First of all, in Jawanza Kanjufa book, and you know the study that when the white boy, when they first start out in the first grade, the black boy is the first one, the black girl is number 2, and the white girl is number 3, and the white boy is number 4. By the time they end up at 12th grade, the white boy is number 1 in education, the white girl is number 2, the black girl is number 3, and the black man is last, right? And you know this. So you know that the doggone government ain't interested in teaching no black people no standard English so they can get a damn job when he cut not the damn jobs. So I want to ask you a question here. Why does NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox, CNN, CNBC, and all of them that have shows on their bonnets, including C-SPAN, where they did the congressional show? Why is this? This is the key on what's really going on. This is the science behind this shit. In the late 1980s, like 1989, 1988, 1989, and 1990, remember the cracker came out with some shit called the bell curve, which said that you were inferior and you couldn't learn, right? Okay, this is the key. This thing ain't got nothing to do with Ebonics at all. It's got something to do with the world view with you. First of all, this is the key. Number one, there is no such thing as local TV no more. They shoot stuff up in the air on a satellite. That means that they can catch this thing in New Zealand. They can catch this shit in down Madagascar. They can catch this thing in Australia. They can catch this thing in Zimbabwe. You understand where I'm coming from? Now, this is the key. This is what's happening. When both black people sit down, because black people like to get on TV to show off, show how brilliant they are. Even the Afrocentric conscious nigga got a little knowledge, they come right on the damn TV set. Oh, I want to come and drop on these bourgeoisie Negroes. You don't even be on the crack of shit. That's right. I want to show you something here. The first thing you do is when you go and you get on the TV set, you think the crackers is in your favor. Oh, he's got a forum discussing Ebonics. The first thing happens is this. In order to even discuss Ebonics, you got to admit that you got a learning problem in the black community anyway. Both people, both the Ebonics people and the traditional educators got to admit this at first, right? That's already bearing witness to the cracker bell curve shit. That, look at them niggas. There's some dumbass motherfuckers we told you in 1990. You understand? That they couldn't learn.
I just want to put this here. Go ahead.
You understand how that goes here? It ain't even about Ebonics. It ain't got nothing to do with that. They said in 1990, based on the bell curve, that you couldn't learn. So when the Negroes get on TV, just arguing back and forth about Ebonics and the traditional education, they don't even know the cracker ain't even into no Ebonics thing. You can just pull me right on off the stage. Well, okay. The cracker ain't even in no Ebonics. The cracker is into showing the people that black people are dumb around the earth, and they're using the Negroes on TV to do it by even discussing this shit. I want to ask you a question. You got some damn Jews with wearing little black hot-ass clothes in the summertime. Do you know any damn thing to go on in their neighborhood? You didn't even know until they put out a movie in 1992 called A Stranger Among Us that they were studying the Kabbalah, which is the esoteric advanced sciences of your shit. You didn't even know that they even were studying. You look at them old Jews there. They walk around. You just talking about them running some damn stores, and them some old diamond people. You didn't even know they are studying you. You understand what I'm saying? Yep. You don't know nothing about them people. You go to Chinatown, and other than them people selling you all them little cheap stuff up there, you don't know nothing about their damn culture. That's right. Them people could be screwing dogs. That's right. And most of them be doing all kind of vile shit. But you don't know nothing about them. But see, what the cracker will do is you thinking it's about Ebonics. It ain't even about no Ebonics. The cracker want to put you on TV discussing you having a learning deficiency. That's right. That's the key. That's right. To bear witness to the bell curve. Let me do this again now. Listen. The Ebonics thing is based on media. Like I said, he wants to put you on TV to discuss you discussing learning deficiencies in the ghetto or whatever, to bear witness to the bell curve. It ain't got nothing to do with Ebonics. You understand how this goes? But we got to run the TV with every damn thing. You see. But you don't know these other communities, you don't know what goes on in their community. Right now, if I ask you, give me some intercultural things about the Lubavitcher Jews. Right now, you couldn't tell me nothing but how they walk around in the summer with some hot-ass black clothes on. Something trivial. But you can't tell me nothing about how they run their family or nothing. Because they don't show the world the inside view. But like I told you before, there is no such thing as local TV. They shoot it up with a satellite and it goes all over the world. You understand where I'm coming from? So that's why you have 91 comedy shows, 71 comedy shows, or you acting like buffoons on TV since 1967. You see? You've had 71 of those shows. There's 68. I think Julia Baker, Bill Cosby, you do the math. And we're not talking about Amos and Andy. But 71 comedy shows, some that didn't make it, there's been over 71 of them in the last 30 years. All comedy. You can count the amount of serious black shows they have had on TV on one hand. Shaft was one. You know, they say detective, there's more serious things to do than shoot a person, but that's what they call serious. A person is, detect Shaft. Remember, he came on TV, didn't make it, did a damn couple of months and didn't make it. Paris, remember the guy, James Earl Jones did one. A couple of, you see what I'm saying? And if there is a serious, there's always one black man with L.A. Law or whatever that's in the middle of a bunch of crackers. But the key is, I'm saying one, no, I'm not talking about that little discussion show of Tony Brown, but I'm just talking about just prime time entertainment. You see the image that they get. You see what I'm saying? Dramas and all this and suspense and all. My point is this. So they showing you always laughing like buffoons and stuff. It's beamed up to a satellite. So when the brother, what little TV that the ones do get on the continent come here, from the continent, only thing they have seen with you is fucking Huggy Bear. Because the British chancellors don't give them shit, but you acting like goddamn clowns. So when they come over here, they already say, them motherfuckers, they're crazy. They don't see you with your Mercedes-Benz and how you had to work harder than anybody in your class to get the degree. They see you Negro, excuse me, as them buffoons. You understand what I'm saying? That now a Paramount Network and all those have on every night. You see what I'm saying? You see the concept? So now, this is the concept. Now, another thing too. Oh yeah, you just love rap music. Nobody can tell you shit about rap music. Now, I'm not old enough not to like rap music because rap music came out when I was my last year in high school, 1979. Right. You see what I'm saying with what's called? So, but that's not the point here. The point here is it's just as ludicrous now to only have rap music because there is no more black music. They phased all that shit out. It's done by the actual music companies. It is just as ludicrous now that what you call now as entertainment, all you see is rap music. Now, I don't care what you say. You might talk all the bullshit, but first of all, listen. Let's not be funny with this, man. We can't be hypocrites. First of all, a rapper don't look like the most educated motherfucker in the world. Let's not cut out all the dumb shit. Some nigga hip-hopping, and that ain't nothing but an advanced buck dancing. All the dumb shit now. That ain't no sophisticated Duke Ellington behind no piano. You understand what I'm saying? Matching the white man and beating him at his own game. That's a doggone nigger in the doggone projects, and that's the way that people see it across seas. Now, you can argue with me all the hell you want about rap being a cultural art. I understand that rap is a cultural art. I understand the whole genius behind the rappers and all that. But that ain't what the world, this is what the world views you as. A fucking idiot with his goddamn hat turned on sideways drinking a motherfucking 40 ounce. That's right. Listen, if we gonna go on, we can't be damn sitting up here sweeping shit under the rug. That's right, LL Cool J, a motherfucker damn near 30 with his damn pants leg up like this, is a damn idiot. That's right, tell it. But yeah, he got the damn TV show. You see how this goes? And all the ones that you say conscious rap, they done sold out. Public Enemy sold out, kicked their boy off. You see what I'm saying? Sold out. Ice Cube, he done sold out. Talking about West Coast and East Coast and all this dumb stuff. You in America, catching hell on both coasts. But the people see this across the world. That's not enough. Yes, you can see this and say that's the sound coming out of the ghetto. You can understand the implications of a person having a voice from the projects. You understand what I'm saying? But a nigger in doggone Zaire, you understand what I'm saying, don't understand that. A person in the Caribbean don't understand that. You understand where I'm coming from? So this is the divide and conquer. This is just an advanced Huggy Bear stage. They showed you as a fucking pimp in the 70s. Now they're showing you as a nigger walking around the goddamn ghetto with a gun in your damn hand. This is what's going on, and they beam this shit up with a satellite. I'm still talking the same metaphysics. I'm just talking about on a higher level. That there's no such thing as no local TV. You see what I'm saying? I get on the radio some Friday nights in Atlanta. They beam that shit up with a satellite, and they hear the same program in Moscow, clearer than what I'm talking to you right now. Probably can even see the pictures. You see the concept of what's going on here? This is what's going on. So this is very key on why they're actually destroying the image of black people, you see. And that's what I was saying about all these Negroes that's on these TV. I don't care who they are. So the only one ain't sold out right now is Denzel. Bullshit. Go and get Denzel. Denzel is now becoming the new Colin Powell. He just made the movie Preacher's Wives, Courage Under Fire. So that's a nigga in the military grieving over a fucking cracker. And the preacher's wife is that they're trying to get you back into the church, which the preacher done sold you out for years. And ain't shit noble about no preacher. That's right. You understand what I'm saying? You best be glad there is a spirit that all black people are going to be saved. Otherwise, we'd have to pile the preachers up and set fire to their ass. They should wear the tie more than the nigga around here shooting niggas in drive-bys. Because they damage more people's mind with that bullshit. Because, you know, that's the main damn nigga that the doggone white people come to. This the new thing with this new Christian coalition, which is nothing but an advanced Ku Klux Klan under the skies of Christianity in the doggone Republican Party of the White House called Christian Coalition. First thing they did is went and got a few preachers 3 weeks ago, told me we're going to join up with you. And the first thing they said is we're going to build more black churches. Because they say we're losing a damn grip on black people. See what I'm saying? That's what's going on at this particular time. You see, and I'm telling you, it's real major. It's real major and all on what's actually happening. So let's go on. Yeah, I'm gonna need more than this. You give me a towel. Yeah. Okay. Let's deal with some things on what we're dealing with right now, because we got a lot to talk about. First of all, got some new information on Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, at the time, when the white boy understand extinction and understand he's leaving the planet and he's losing the grip, they decided with Mike Tyson knocking out people in the first round, even though they say if he go back past 5, you can whip his ass, but still, it doesn't diminish the man being one of the most strongest people on the planet. So as a result, they said that they had to lock him up and get him into jail so they could go through what is called a Mike Tyson experiment process, where they can go in and do doggone work on him as far as research work on him to try to get some of his genetic material, you understand, so that they can process this stuff to make a stronger gene for their own survival. So the main way you do that is to get a person in the doggone prison. So it ain't matter he could be sleeping one night and go out for a week and wake up a week later in his room and think it's the next damn day. They don't know what the fuck going on. Because they advance like they come in and blow a dart in this nigga ass and knock him out for a week. They can keep his body for a month, and he come back and think, oh shit, I only been in jail 2 days now. See what I'm saying? So that's advanced on how these crackers are. You see. So that's advanced. Now, I want you to stick around when I get into some things because I have some very good news for us. But you're going to have to let me explain this thing, and you're going to have to open your minds up to a wider level than what you just see when you just make sense of things rationally, logically, and reasoning. Rationale, logic, and reason, you got to throw that shit out. See, this the catch on why they're showing this. You got to throw that out. Although you say because this is why they're showing. This is the reason why we got black educators still talking the same shit 30 years now. They're going the same cycle over and over again. That's because they're stuck in a box. That's what the educational process was. It was to stick you in a box. You understand? Stick you in a box to stagnate your mind and to put a blueprint before you. And if you can't, and with the education that they give you, you can't go outside of what the white man is giving you to see the actual reality on what's going on. So that's the reason why even when they go and put these new black found intellectuals that Geraldo said he is found with Tavis Smiley and all them niggas is fucked up. You see what I'm saying? They can't talk about nothing but the political scene that a white man invented that in actuality is totalitarianism whitewashed or candy-coated. They're stuck in a box, and most educated people are stuck in a box. You understand what I'm saying? Stuck in a box. You see what I'm saying? That's when you notice this stuff, and even like I say, even when you get the book, the book in here, I got a whole section on the Afrocentric movement. If you notice, the Afrocentric movement, when it was just the straight history, they had all the school teachers and all these educated people. And then when we started going more and more into the spiritual phase and stuff, those people started dropping off because they couldn't go past that white man's education. The reason why I'm saying that is not because I'm a person from the outside looking in. I spent 8 years in the colleges, and then I realized that I went and worked for my boy at Hamburger Shack for damn near 4 years, just working up in there. He's paying me good money, but I was working in a damn Hamburger Shack. And it took the 4 years to get all that shit out my mind so I can see things. When I went up in there first, you know, the Afrocentric thing was bumping, and I was looking at everything based on the scholarly shit. And I couldn't get to the spiritual side of things, which after the 4-year period, I started speaking. But it had to take all that time to get all that out of my mind, because I was raised up. My mama was a school teacher. My grandma was a school teacher. And I had 19, my great-grandmama had 19 children, and all of them went to college. All my mama generation went to college. All my brothers went to college. So I had to get all that stuff out my mind, deprogram it. You see what I'm saying? Deprogram that shit. You might say, well, I can't see how that mess you up. But it's so subtle until just the way you think is fucked up. You see what I'm saying? The way you think is fucked up. You see what I'm saying? You know, some people, you know, they get educated, they can never sleep on the floor. You see what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers ain't slept on the floor in years because it's beyond their whole reach. So this whole thing is made to put a person into a box. And them the people you got running the country, which ain't nothing but just the white man's niggas. Check? You understand what's going on here? Okay, let's deal with some stuff. So I got a good article in there on that. So the people that just came in, we got the book for $3 to get that particular article and get the article on that brother from Morehouse that also wrote some of the science and all, and giving the update on the Moore science and all the other stuff like that too. So now let's go on. Let's see. So that Mike Tyson thing, very key that you understand that at this particular time. I'm just going to go through a few things to just show you how the country works, even if you're saying I'm making it. Remember I told you that I was a shoe designer. I got out of Clark College and they gave me a plane ticket, and I flew to Fifth Avenue. No, that's Avenue of the Americas, up here and shit. Met with the cracker, and I was the #1 pick. And at this time, I thought I was making it, and it took me up until about 2 months ago to understand what was going on. I understood that they was going to be making money off me. The cracker told me, he told me in New York, he said, listen, he said, stick with me. He said, you are good, and we're going to make money off you. Don't let nobody fool you. I'm going to make some money off your ass, and in the process, you're going to get rich too. That's what the cracker told me. And I was in like Flynn. But then the cracker told me how to do the shit. And it just registered. I told this to the brothers and sisters in Philadelphia, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And then it hit me on what they actually do this particular program. And if I would have stuck in it, I probably would have been dead. You remember you got your black designers. You had Willie Smith, and you had this guy named Patrick Kelly. Both of them dead. Now, this don't have to be in design. This can be in any business. Like Reginald Lewis, they killed his ass and all this type of stuff. Well, the cracker told me how they set a Negro up in business who don't have no money. And the science just clicked on how they kill these brothers, and I'll show you. I asked the cracker, I said, I don't have no money. Now, you talking about walking upstairs. He told me I'm going to walk upstairs in a few minutes, and I'm going to get 4 and 5 of my cousins, which is some Jews. They're going to bring down $500,000. Yes, if I'm lying, my mama's a bitch with boots on. So I'm telling you, excuse me, I'm not lying to you. This is God's truth. I'm not lying to you. It was in the Peachtree Perimeter Hotel in September of 1989. He said, they're going to bring this money down, and they're going to make you, and you're going to be in. And I said, wait a minute. How you going to do this and I don't have no money? He said, look, this is what you do. You're going to design for us. For the mere fact that you're a black man designing, that shit is like a novel. You the new nigga. It's like a porch monkey. White people even buy it. Ooh, that's the new black designer. You know? And then black people buy it too. They put a little couple of things in ebony and essence. You understand what I'm saying? That's money. Everything is propaganda. So I was the new Negro in town because no black person was designing shoes at that time. So I was in like Flynn. So what happened was, he said, this is what you're going to do. You're going to design for us. We're going to give you a 5-year contract, or 4-year, or 6, it don't matter. Which one you agree to. We're going to give you a 5-year contract. You design for us for 5 years. We're going to make a super huge case around you. It's going to be like millions flowing around. You're going to be big like Ralph Lauren and all the boys. You design for us for 5 years. You sit back and take a salary of $30,000 or $40,000 a year. What the hell? All your people from college getting them little jobs. So basically, you'll be working with the company. The company, the shoes will bear your name. You understand what I'm saying? Will bear your name. After 5 years of the initial investors, they got to get the money that they put in, and plus they got to make profit. After 5 years, after making the profit, you get the company. And it's all yours, and you got a company paid off. And so a lot of people take the bait this way. What they don't realize is this, and this is through the music industry and all this shit. That's why Tupac broke now. So what happened is this. After 5 years, you get the company. Now, because it's a design thing, and designer, you know, a name hot this year, it ain't hot the next year. Hell, after 5 years, when they hand you the company, you sitting on the company, and your shit ain't the shit no more, right? But they done got all the money out, and you sitting here with a Robert Hemmitt that don't even sell. You got to change the name and try to start up. Or it can be a phenomenon or a household name that people just going to love forever because they figure quality with it. So this is the key. After the 5-year period, if your stuff don't sell, they hand you a company and you go under in like a year or so. You understand? Because it ain't hot no more. If your stuff is still selling, after the 5 year, they take your ass out. And that's what they did with Patrick Kelly and Will Smith. Willie Smith. They take your ass out. And that's how them brothers got kicked off. And they just said, well, they can say blame it on AIDS. Because, you know, you figure you equate that with doggone homosexuality and with design. You know what I'm saying? So they said blame it on AIDS. And they take them brothers out and stuff, and the company keep on going. Then you come up, he didn't own his company at all. They was getting ready to do the same thing. You see, and that's the way the cracker explained the shit to me. But in the context of that, the Spirit hit me, and I ended up doing all this here, and that's a whole other story. But what I'm trying to tell you is that everything that you see, you're never on top in this country. Never. There's always a game going on. You understand what I'm saying? So going back to the Bill Cosby thing, there got to be a sacrifice going on. So that's what you see with the whole Bill Cosby thing. My point is this here. The biggest trial you know of is the Nicole Brown Simpson and O.J. trial in world history, which we're going to go into. I'm going to show you and explain some things. But on the other hand, you never saw them pictures of them laying in the damn driveway cut up to this day. But yet, the night that the brother got killed, they show him laying on the street with a pool of blood. You see what I'm saying? His head in a pool of blood. You see, all that stuff is everything everything is to have a sacrifice. And that's what's going on at this particular time, an actual sacrifice. Now, let's keep on going with some things. Go and rent the movie Exorcist 2. We're going to deal with some movies also too. Exorcist 2. It needs to be decoded because there's a lot of stuff dealing with Africa in Exorcist 2. The one with Richard Burton in it. I think it came out in like 76 or something like that. Rent the movie. It's got a lot of stuff dealing with Africa. You see what I'm saying? A lot of metaphysical things. That's a movie you need to rent also too. Also, like I said, rent the movie Peggy Sue Got Married. Rent the movie. You think it's some bullshit. Rent the movie Peggy Sue Got Married. What's the world name? White world name? Kathleen Turner. Because it's also telling you about time travel. And you don't necessarily need a machine to do it. It's all you can go. She fell out on stage and literally went back to the 1950s. And when they went to take her out, her grandfather, who was a Mason, said our lodge was founded on a time travel. That's right. And they did a ritual, and they were going to send her back, but the guy grabbed her and all. But anyway, she ended up going back anyway. Real key. You understand that. You see, based on that. Now, there is some information that's going on. Let me explain this to you. About the dinosaurs. Now, the Art Bell show, the guy Richard Hoagland came on and said that the government found these dinosaur bones, and the dinosaur bones was radioactive. And he said that what they found out was that somehow they had gotten they had an explosion that went on. What happened is this. They got some new information that, in actuality, even Hakeem Bey talked about how they found out that the black man and the dinosaurs was living on the earth together at the same time. But, you know, we didn't come from no barbarism, first of all. And number two, we didn't evolve. We came from high advanced beings down to a literal fall. So we didn't evolve on nothing. The cracker evolved, trying to fit you into that story. So in that, what happened is this. Based on the stuff coming from the Necronomicon history is, and based on this particular information that the brother Cam also presented, was this. At one time, we were not all the way physical before we slipped into the physical realm. The dinosaurs, obviously, they say were here before the planet, before we got to the planet. They were like the first things to roam, and so therefore they were more into the physical. But despite what you think, they were an advanced race. So you can't look at things on like the animal things of what you think it is now. They were an advanced race of thinking people, because any mammals you see right now is damn near smarter than most people walking around here. The whales and all that shit. The dolphins, you understand, you know that. Even the elephants and all. They were an advanced race, because the elephant is nothing but the leftover ancestor of that dinosaur. So they were an advanced race. What happened is we were on the earth, but we were in another dimension, in a semi-physical dimension. So we didn't interact with them on the same realm of what we would have to do if we were both in the physical realm at the same time. But as we began to fall, we realized in actuality that there was some problems that went on. And based on these problems, we realized that these two entities could not occupy the same space, so we blew them up. We blew them up. And so now Richard Hoagland is bearing witness to this. They found some doggone dinosaur bones that was radioactive. And we can blow them up because we're advanced beings at this particular time. You see what I'm saying? So they literally was wiped out. You see what I'm saying? Which is also based on, like I said, I think I said it the last time, that now they're coming to find out, based on the Gnostic scripture, that all your plant life and all of your animals, first of all, we made those animals. We made those animals. And all your plant life was made mainly by the black woman. She would do it, she made all the stuff through her period. When she would get on her period, the period blood, it wasn't the same type of period you have now, but despite what what's his name said, because he got to read ancient history. The blood was always sacred, and you always bled. Don't let nobody fool you, because we got enough history now in stuff. Because see, we get certain history. You might have not bled like you bleed now, but you used to use the blood because the blood is a form of melanin. And the woman and the woman would take that particular blood, and she created the whole plant life and all your insects. And remember now, all because you got deserts and stuff that's dying off, is because somebody then came in and killed off a certain amount of species that would keep an ecological system going. So based on you killing off a certain species, what happens is the stuff starts drying up, you have famine. But the black woman came in and created a certain amount of insects and a certain amount of things. She said, well, since we're going to be on the planet, because we're down here now, we got to make it livable. So as a result, she created all of the plant life and most of the fucking animals. You see what I'm saying? And that's in the Gnostic scriptures that they dug up in 1945 in the Gnostic scriptures. That she created the shit through her period. You see what I'm saying? And even in the book, Blavatsky's book, Secret Doctrines, Volume 1, they say that Isis brought wheat to the planet, which means that she brought the art of vegetation. You see what I'm saying? Art of vegetation. So it's very key. So this is still uncovered history that we are actually breaking down at this particular time also too. If you get a chance, if you can get a chance, I'm going to wait. I got a VCR now. My VCR broke up in September. So when the movie came on on Cinemax, I didn't get it. If people got cable, always watch on Wednesday night around 11 o'clock, 11:30 or 12 o'clock. Watch some stuff come on called Vanguard Cinema. And it show you movies from around the world. But the movies that's coming that's not made in the actual country, outside of Hollywood, drop a whole lot of knowledge. And there's a movie you need to pick up called The Advocate. Did you ever? You got it? You can rent it. So we got it. Okay, so you can rent it. It's called The Advocate. And in this particular movie, this movie is going to show you all the gross fucked up shit about Europe And France, it's set in France. It's going to show you all. You're going to see a little man running around with a tail. It's a real motherfucker. Remember I told you about the person with the tail? A little rat boy and all. You're going to see a little dog boy in the movie. It's called The Advocate. Came out in 1995. In there, they're going to show you the science on the black woman, and they're going to give you the science on the gypsies, which they're going to show you that the gypsies were black people. And they were scared of them, and they looked at black people as the devil. Is your thing cut off again?
No, I wanted to ask you, the channel, is that the movie channel?
It's on Cinemax every night. Now, some of it is subtitled. But that's cool, too. But you got to watch them. Every month, they're going to give you one that's in there that's going to be very severe. Like they did the one we saw about, what was that, New Zealand? They got a whole group of black people in New Zealand that they walk around like the rap culture because they copy us. You see what I'm saying? They copy us. And that's another thing, too, why the white boy beam up the idiocy. Yeah. Because they want other people from the black people around them, because black people actually follow the United States. So they follow you. You see what I'm saying? So they also want to give a certain, that's why you see now the biggest thing, we don't wear the high top fade no more. But on the continent, everybody, that's all they're doing is boxing a nigga up on the continent. High top fade, all in Ghana. You see what I'm saying? Or Sierra Leone.